China Mall ewo Ghana you see ejatom. Now, fire destroys China City Mall in Kumasi, and me video no, I saw the pictures, the aftermath. And I'm one person, I'm Makacha Ghana for say, this China Mall, we need to put an end to it. I actually spoke about this intensively or extensively. But Ghana for no, it do sometime be a edufudia pe and I say a free a day. And na ye nipa bi a ye pa de fu ade e fu ye pa de fu inti ya bra but majority of us no ye ntumi nkoso. And what's the dia? Ye na ye ho kire Ghana pa na ye na pa ade a fu. Me catch Ghana for a few weeks ago, or roughly maybe a month or two ago, say a market na Ghana no betumi jane na so a we need to make sure we curb down the spread of the China malls. And we check here. They are putting the China malls next to our market centers. The busy market centers are yene Ghana for no eko hokodidwa. Now, this accident, and I said this fire destruction ya yehune wi ewa santimemu. I say China mall ejatom na senia ashono. I want us to go watch the video. We are na yedi inkomobi. This is the China mall na isi ejatom no. You know what it is as a China mall na wo Kumasi no ba kwashi. Now so we share pictures so now we share a year building now in less than I can say an hour. It to me share any building bia the brick mortar building bia safety. Are there a friend safety? Are there a friend what we call a year quality control and assurance? Eko muna. What you are seeing there was already a death trap. Now the reason why into China mall we ejato moi a few minutes it to me share a car skeleton a year alumi kwansi want to say every single thing in that mall is synthetic. Adie bia na ewo mall bia no highly flammable. Adie bia ode ebeng eja. It will not take more than 2 seconds. Ejabesuma ebeshi. Because the Chinese will not allow a Ghanaian to come to China and do galam. Say, if you are even a Ghanaian businessman and you want to build a factory in China, I am very sure they will not allow you to build such a structure in China for Chinese citizens to come in and shop. They will make sure the building you put together or whatever building you have your shop in is building that is strong enough to protect its citizens. What you just saw here is a death trap that got bent. And we need to hold our leaders accountable. I saw the KAMA boss hugging the lady, the Chinese owner. That's fine. But the question you need to be asking yourself is, how did this building look at the things left behind? Show the skeleton of the building. This is a death trap. And they have these things scattered around the nation. They don't care if a mall caves in today and 10,000 people die. They don't fucking care. It is your country, it is your government that is supposed to force them to do the right thing. If you sit there and they take advantage of you, at the end of the day, it's so because I have a problem with white people because they enslaved our forefathers. I can never have a problem with the white man because when the white man came, you also had your land. You had every right to protect your land, not to allow them to lie to you. It is the same. If you allow yourself, the Chinese to come in, if you like bribes, they'll pay you the bribe. If you are not intelligent enough to know that you need to protect your nation, they don't care because their nation is protected. So what you now deporting now chrome and that place our clean water to drink, our everything at their disposal. That is what I am talking about. This burning of the China mall. We need a fire service to conduct investigations. We need a quality assurance to come in. The Ghana Engineers Architect Association, they need to go in there and conduct investigation. Why should such a thing be called a mall? Why should such a structure be allowed? People be allowed to enter it in thousands. Why should we allow this to happen in Ghana? Because Yetikroma and Amokacha say we are not supposed to build with inferior stuff. We are not supposed to do this. The reason why I do a share in less than 2 hours is because every single thing in there is plastic. The reason why it's in the Ghana, ejato daimwa. within 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, fire service didn't do on Jana. It is because majority of our people are patronizing synthetic things from these China malls. Obako obi dem wardrobe it's made out of synthetic material. A TV stand, synthetic material. Akonyo teso, synthetic material. Ube run a carpet, synthetic material. Every single thing in that room is synthetic. Sani pano, jaw to crack them and the whole building will go down in 10 seconds. First, no na a dying shit. A jet to be told obisi, Oba corona in Konyan, a bit of who a jar should be, Emma, you can see, say, the wood is still alive. Like you could see, say, in Riani Biwoho. A jet to be shit dying, Uber run out wardrobes to be half a shit. It takes time for buildings to burn. But then it takes less than an hour. Now a whole building is to burn. But then it takes less than an hour. Now a whole building is gone down because our system, we have allowed these people to push a lot of things that catches fire easily into the system. In the we 10 rooms or Ghana, if you be a 9, a jatoma, answer the fire service in a dina shegu form. That is a fact. Hardly, Senka China Morwe, Senka Sebio, Menoka say, Senka a brick, and now blocks, and you see Sadan way, and everything in it. Basically, it was built with solid material. And the thing just bent down like I had to say rubber. Our system is weak. When I was watching it, I felt bad because imagine nani pagum and a janu somu and a bugumu within 10 minutes go be abeshi. Yes, adewi nanka ni pagum ne buguma 10 minutes go be abeshi. I wish Mr. P, Mr. S, can you get me when it was actually burning? Time and no. Maybe some chiramo, maybe video ni chiramo. Eja tomu no. You saw the rate at which it was burning. Mr. P, get me the video of there are other videos out there. Who see be a chiramo sound say a dear pa ne was some more we more shit to say every 2 seconds be obi the petrol gum. It is because a dear be a womu biano are not things that are supposed to be sold in homes. Let's get serious. Your market and I keep hearing this government. Recently, I heard the government saying that they are going to build an ultra-modern market at Aflao. They are building some markets around the nation. And the Kejetia, live at Kejetia, and the majority of Ghana force and Kejetia, they don't go there again because they have seen another place where it is cheap and inferior. And as a nation, if we allow that to happen, our markets, say, you see, no case will be dimatem me protecting the Juma, but we jiminti on tiasie. We jiminti onim nyansa onim the Americano. Majority of Nipa na omoko kejetia market, and there's what to bear 40%. Why? Because they are going for inferior stuff. They are going for cheap stuff. They are going to the China malls because you allow the Chinese to bring in inferior stuff. The funny thing is, Obibaga say, oh, but such China mall, no, omu create Juma. Let me tell you one thing. When you go to these China malls, Ghana for more China malls holding yinano. Obie niwa or your part of management. They are many position parko and your supervisor. None of them get close to real company document or anything. Omu never employ any Ghanaian above supervisor job. No. Even supervisor no crampono, they give you a limit. We are supervisor, you are supervisor on a Ghana forum and from hono. And it's all disheartening. So how China malls we are the rate at which they use a Ghana forum you see them every day. And you see the Labor Commission knows All these people who work at these China malls are paid below the minimum wage. We know. Because we don't have a lot of work or people are not employed in this nation, the Chinese are taking advantage of us. China malls around the nation, they are paid below minimum wage to burn. But then it takes less than an hour. Now a whole building is gone down because our system, we have allowed these people to push a lot of things that catches fire easily into the system. In the end, we 10 rooms in Ghana, if you be a 9, a jatoma, answer na fire service do a dina shegu form. That is a fact. Hardly senka China more we senka sebio menoka say senka a break and now blocks and you see sad way and everything in it basically it was built with solid material and the thing just bent down like I had to say rubber. Our system is weak. When I was watching it, I felt bad because imagine nani pagum and a janu somu and a bugumu within 10 minutes go be a beshi. Yes, adewi nanka ni pagum ne buguma 10 minutes go be a beshi. I wish Mr. P, Mr. S, can you get me when it was actually burning? Time and no. Maybe some video you saw the rate at which it was burning. Mr. P, get me the video of there are other videos out there. Who see be a say pa na was some more we more shit to say every 2 seconds be obi the petrol gum. It is because adie be a womu biano are not things that are supposed to be sold in homes. Let's get serious. Your market or garden, and I keep hearing this government. Recently, I heard the government saying that they are going to build an ultra-modern market at Afutuo. They are building some markets around the nation. And the KJTia, live at KJTia, and the majority of Ghana for they don't go there again because they have seen another place where it is cheap and inferior. And as a nation, if we allow that to happen, our markets, say, is me no cash obi tikejeti adi matem me protecting the juma, but we jiminti on tiasie. We jiminti onim nyansa onim de America no. Majority of nipa na omoko kejetia market and there's what to bear 40%. Why? Because they are going for inferior stuff. They are going for cheap stuff. They are going to the China malls because they allow the Chinese to bring in inferior stuff. The funny thing is, Obibaga say, oh, but China mall no, omu create juma. Let me tell you one thing. When you go to these China malls, Ghana for more China malls holding no. Obie niwa or you're part of management. They are the position parko and your supervisor. None of them get close to real company document or anything. Omo never employ any Ghanaian above supervisor job. No. Even supervisor no crampono, they give you a limit. We are supervisor, you are supervisor on a Ghana forum and from. And it's all disheartening. So Oko China malls we are the rate at which they use a Ghana forum you see them every day. And you see the Labor Commission knows all these people who work at these China malls are paid below the minimum wage. We know. Because we don't have a lot of work or people are not employed in this nation, the Chinese are taking advantage of us. China malls around the nation, they are paid below minimum wage. And the Chinese are always using us. 99% of the malls in Ghana, China malls, or credit card. Their operations, basically 99% of the operations, transactions, and physical cash. They take hard currency. Because they don't even want to take through a credit card or through a any electronic means for the government to even take its share. Because obi the card to adia, a buying TB. Obi the card to adia, a buy no bank card ni free no, bank enyam faso, a buy no enyam faso through Bank of Ghana. Taxes no. The Chinese will tell you, say, omni machine in yejuma kofasi kabra. And you people know it's happening. Because at the end of the day, what they do is they pile the money, convert it into dollar and take it to China. And they are not going to go transfer the money at the Bank of Ghana because they will be questioned. What they do is they smuggle that money out of the nation through our borders. And these are people who are stabbing us in the back. And let me tell you, I am open for business. I am open for nations meet having business with other nations. But what I am not open to is people taking advantage or countries taking advantage of other countries. And that is what the Chinese are doing. Yet, yeah, and Lebanese for buy at least Malcolm for that, you know. We saw at least the quality stuff Malcolm they were selling to us. We have lived with Malcolm and some other Lebanese companies for a very long time. We know, said the kind of things they were bringing where things are almost free other nations to say, maybe India and Pakistan in countries, you know. But at least they were durable. But this China more people, these Chinese, now, Monshe Sibia Adian and tell me, say, this more, it Adia Shi,
no inside of our side it's a Ghana fire service. More fast than the same runner. Whether be a condemned to grab, we not only to have a big for I say. I'm going to make fashion. I'm going to make fashion. I'm going to make fashion. Then I know I should pop. Helpless.
A Joey, I want to see more. No Chinese for an no. They say now a Joey start here no. Fire extinguisher near you more. At least a gin sem cry. See the rate, Shejano. And then Yanyan Kwarasa. Omo because they know what they are doing. Omesa Komwamo banks wanna acquire billions. Omu Yomesa BC. Give them 4 months. This thing, they'll put it back together. And the funny thing is, this inferno you just saw is people deliberately did it. They know. They set it up. I'm going to say Jimmy, and we will fall for it. This is the time the KMA boss, the Ashanti regional minister, they need to call for investigations. Adebia is a friend of China from Sa National from the beginning of its building. The safety, the fire escapes, the exit, they need to call for investigations. Because this thing you are seeing like that, it's in the middle of the city. Where a pure arson. It's arson. They decided to burn it down. Now, Jimmy, we will sit there and let these people beat us again. We are getting closer to Christmas. What they need to get, they are not getting. You might say that Kevin is being inhumane. Kevin does when the woman was crying. I like her. She's a nice woman, but she can't take advantage of the system because box way, rubber they will say more. They are not going to allow any Ghanaian. Ekrobia and Kamamu, she's under investigations right now. The owner of this mall, Anka Ekrobia Anka Anadwin here to Tunano. Ekrobia is serious bia Anka a regional minister, a KMA boss, and come after police me here to Tunano. Because a day now this see some more way. A day safety measures the komu. In case this idea we see and a doors the lock here and a nipa guma and can nipa 2 and go so yes. Ebia by mistake. And an electric electric gate. And a basano, a jamia entumibia. Within 10 minutes, what are you telling me? This is not a joke. They need to investigate this woman. You need to close down all the China malls in Ghana. I've advocated for that. I was in Ghana a few weeks ago. Na me na makra me fa baby is where China mall. Oko East Lagos is China mall. Me say omo bezi sinyo ma fumbi okronim na ene eti Ghana na Jimmy, and we are entertaining this foolishness. Ma kan kire mu. Mu dware nyina begu. Omo galamsey no omo jai. They are not going to get into galamsey again. Omo musa moni abre. Munya mo be kire omagum. They are not going to go to Gala inside again. They are now going to go after mo markets. When you know Nigeria for na ayarega the group be targeting nipa ba we understand the Nigerians are also taking advantage of the system. But let's look at who and who. Why not taking advantage of the system? The Chinese. Go to Makola. Go to Makola. The Chinese are all over the place. Ghana phobia should I selective. Let's go after Nigerians. Let's go attack Nigerians. Abosio Kain, Nigerians have spare power shop. How many Nigerians have spare power shop in Abosio Kain? And how many Chinese have big shops in Kantamanto? What kind of nonsense is that? What kind of nonsense is that? Nigeria and anticipate at least they are here with us. We can deal with them. Now, what about these people? We see them, they are doing this, we see it. Let's go after the low-hanging fruit. Nigeria for I don't condone Nigerians coming here and working or doing business illegally. But if we want to stop this, let's look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is the Chinese, the Asians. Let's stop being hypocritical. Let's stop being foolish. Number one, yaragalo di dingophobia demonstration Nigeria 434. Yes, if they are not doing the right thing, we need to get them off. But we need to look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is the Chinese have dominated our market, and our market women, our market is dying because Chinese are bringing in inferior goods. The Chinese are not supposed to do what they are doing.